and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and the quest to be the one in Best of One doesn't come without some folly, some silliness, some bad decks? Question mark, maybe? Somebody... The last time I posted another Yorion list, a Dimir Yorion list, a commenter actually said, what's up next? Boros Yorion or Boris Yorion? Something like that. And you may have read that and thought that was funny. But you don't know how deep my love of the Sky Noodle really goes. And here we are. I read that and I said, challenge accepted. And we are playing Boros Yorion Blink Sky Nomad, and we are scraping the bottom of the barrel for Blinks with Yorion on this one. And for some reason, I have a bad feeling about this, like Han Solo, Star Wars, bad feeling about this, because I'm not playing blue, and there are a lot of really good blue cards to Blink with Yorion, and in order to make the Boros deck work, I've got a lot of bad blinkables. I've got 4 copies of Maze Mind Tome and 4 copies of Golden Egg to try to draw cards. I've got 3 Soul Guide Lanterns to try to keep the graveyard decks like Uro in check and the cycling decks from Zenith flaring me out and completely killing me. I've got 4 Omen of the Forge and 2 Glass Casket to try to keep the opponent's small creatures off my back. We've also got 4 Birth of Meletis and 4 Charming Prince as just more Yorion fuel, as well as Birth just helps me curve out, hit my land drops. You know who else gets lands? Sad Robot, Solemn Simulacrum, Blink it with Yorion. We've got Omen of the Sea, and probably the weirdest card in the deck, Irreverent Revelers, because I don't like losing the Lucky Clover, and I just want to knock that thing out of there with an Irreverent Revelers, then I want to blink it. Worst case scenario, you can give it haste, get a few points in, possibly pick off a Planeswalker, and Elspeth Conquers Death, which is a 4 of in the deck, gets it back. You know who else might get it back? Kenrith, the Returned King. Somehow I realized when I looked at my mana base, I've got 4 Triomes that make black mana. I've got 4 Triomes that make blue mana. So I have access to all these different colors, and I have 4 Golden Eggs. All of these help me use the various abilities on Kenrith the Returned King, and we've got 4 Solemn Simulacrums, so we can add a bunch of mana to the mana pool, and that makes Kenrith a very strong late game play. So I wanted some power, I needed a way to close. I grabbed Kenny. Kenny does the thing. Otherwise, the Triomes were just there as a land I could cycle, or a land that I could play that counted as a plains or mountain, so my Castle Ardenvale or Castle Embreth would enter the battlefield untapped. So that's what we're up to. That's what we're doing. I shouldn't be doing this. There's got to be better decks. I know there are better decks. There are a million better Yorion decks. Let's just say I got bored. And now I'm playing Boros Yorion, which when you put together it says Borean, which sounds like I'm really bored but playing Yorion. Don't worry, I'm still going to try to make it entertaining for all of you. Let's dive in. Let the Borean nonsense begin. Looking at this hand, I think it's as good as we can hope for. I cannot believe I'm playing, am I doing a disservice to my people, to my tribe? I'm mythic rank 59, and I'm playing Borean. Boros Yorion. What is the matter with me? The opponent wants to pass back to me. I will show you. I will show you what we're about here. We're about 2 points Gryffindor. Charming Prince off the top. Let's set up for the Omen. The other Omen. Cunning Knight Bondage. Well, I want this back. I thought I was against like some kind of a mono black control. Let's test them with the Omen and see if they have a removal spell. They probably do, but I want them to have to play it. It can slow down their development from other things. Nightbonder down. Nice. They might make us discard a card, and we'd want to discard the mountain, so I'm playing the castle now instead of holding it back. And let's get Solemn on the field and go get another Plains. The value engine, unquote, of the deck. Sad Robot. Solemn Simulacrum. How did it come to this? Our opponent has 2 lands. I think our chances are better than they should be. Pouncing Shore Shark to the bin. Well, may I attack you with Sad Robot? Yes. Sad Robot with a strike. Let's see if the opponent removes Sad Robot when we play a Charming Prince and target Sad Robot. If they do, we get a card. It's not exactly a bad situation. There it is. I'll take my card, please. Thank you. A golden egg. If we buy the Yorion, we can play it next turn. But we can have a lot more material on the field if we take our time. Let's play the Tome and use it to draw. Yes! Undefeated. Strongest deck in meta confirmed. After a victory that Merchant would probably describe as bloody brilliant, we will keep this hand without red mana because we have literally no fear. There's nothing the opponent can possibly do. These are like checks to see if you really should be watching this channel, because you don't have to love this humor, but if you don't even realize that I'm trying to be humorous and that I'm just ratcheting it up for entertainment, you are very out of touch with the YouTube I live in. You're out of touch with my YouTube universe. Alright, doggy, let's play Burp. And try to put together some cards on the battlefield that do something. Probably want to draw a card with this. I might want to scry with this. We'll have to see. Daxos. Okay. We're gonna have problems. Our opponent can grant indestructible to something with the doggy. And that is really good against Shatter. This white deck is actually very good in general against most things I can do. I have to get pretty lucky to pull things off most of the time. Let's draw this card. They do have Luris, which is a reason to have a Lantern, but we have a backup. And there's a Casket, so that is something. I feel like the Daxos is usually a pretty key card, but taking the dog could mean that I get to blow something up later. I'm not sure. How about this? Let's target the dog, and if they sacrifice the dog to put the dog into the graveyard, then the Casket is free, and Yorion can blink it. So, alright, they're not making that play. And with the dog off the battlefield, the Shatter should hit more things. Life's Bounty, that will not protect from a Shatter. Speaker of the Heavens, our opponent is at 21 life and the clock is ticking. But for the second game in a row, our opponent is on 2 lands, showing once again why we are the dominant gamers here. I feel like we should just blow this up, to be honest. We don't want to let the opponent start getting a lot of traction on their life total. And we don't want them to get a card. So, nuke it. Nuke it now. No red mana. Could be a problem. Revitalize. Hits 27. Hits the land. There's a red mana. Okay. Let's put it all together. What do you get? You get a golden egg for a card draw. You get a Triumph for 1 red, a castle for another, and you get Charming freaking Prince. Give me 2 cards. Give me 2 scries, I should say. And those scries were sweet. Get that land off the top of my deck. I was gonna draw 4 land in a row, possibly more. Prince saving the day. Linden. That's a headache. Do we play a Kenrith? Probably. Usually I like to wait till I have a lot of mana to play Kenrith. If the opponent has Banishing Light, that's annoying, but for the most part, Kenrith is a pretty good one here. I don't even want to give Kenny haste. I want to block the Linden, keep them from getting the life. Let's play the Lantern. Let's exile stuff they might get back with Luris. Let's drop this and play a big ol' 5/5 Kenny Boy. We have access right now to blue mana, so we can use the card draw mode. I love the Triome cheating for Kenrith, getting to use the draw and the reanimation, the card advantage plays that Boros usually doesn't have access to. It feels like I'm cheating.
But Oketra's teachings still guide.
Just in here cheating the color pie. Indestructible
now is
Linden.
the time to strike.
Means you can attack and get that life gain trigger. Or not. Has Vigilance. Definitely should have attacked. Well, I've seen plenty of people miss this, and I'm not sure. Watch the videos closer. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, Kenny. By the way, Golden Egg Kenrith, that's a sneaky play. So, in theory, we could use this to use the castle and use the Golden Egg to put a +1/+1 counter on the Prince, which would kill the Linden. Do you think the opponent will fall for it? It's so sneaky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It's so awesomely sneaky, I'm doing it. Go ahead, block the Prince. Yeah. Yes. Evil. All the parts of the buffalo. Golden Egg for 1 mana of any color puts the counter here. Linden's dead. So is Battery. Yes. Evil. They did not see that one coming. Banishing Light, though, they did find it. That's frustrating. We'll have to find a way out. Let's just draw the card from this. More ammunition, please. Revelers. We can haste it, or we can blow up an artifact. Obviously, blowing up an artifact isn't that good. But the haste is fine. Getting 2 damage in takes them off 27. 27 is an important life total. And we'll buy the Yorion, although we're out of value plays, because I probably didn't play this game perfectly, but I did make sweet plays. Entertainment is what I aim for. Hit. Alright, drop the Prince on. That was a good top deck. We got the loop. That's some card advantage. We need those. You, I guess we untap you, so why not? Submit these. We could blink the casket, give them the dog, but then we just take it back. Not really any point. And we start the loop-de-loop. And haste. We do not want to blow up the casket. No! That was an oops. We shuffled away our tomes. I had plans for those tomes. I did not think about that. This is not a May. It is a requirement. Oops. Shatter the Sky in the mono white deck. Our opponent has ascended to the biggest brain. Let's take the thing that gives protection. I think that's a better thing to nab than the dog. It also has lifelink. Well, how about that? I'd rather be lucky than good, is what I was trying to say before I butchered it. Second casket. Cheats. Let's get a little extra. Yeah. What's better than 4? 5. Last planes from the deck. We got them all. We Pokemon the planes cards. Omen of the Sun. Let's see what we can rip. Triome. Let's see what that can rip. Mountain. Well, that does slow our aggression. Blocking this thing is a little bit hard. We don't have the mana to activate the castle and play this to kill it, so we'll just pass. How many shatters in this deck? That's what I want to know. That's like the thing that's going to keep me up at night. Look at this player go. They just keep ripping.
Persevere through loss and find our peace.
All right, that will get in there.
Ketra's love is your shield.
All right. Do we want to trade off the Yorion and get this thing dead? We can't. It's indestructible. But we can play this and have some blocks, or we can just make a 1/1 here and have similar blocks. And this is more mana efficient, so we can do it in the future. $16. 16 serving 20. Golden egg, what do you find? We're starting to accumulate some material again, so a future Yorion would be pretty nice. Voila! Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. I mean, there's no Omens of the Sea, there's no disinformation campaigns, but you will scoop. You will scoop nonetheless. Alright, so to do the double Yorion, you keep the one that's on the battlefield, not the untapped one. Because you get a blink now, where you can blink the remaining Yorion, and you get a blink later. Give the opponent the savior so we can take out the bounty seems smart. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Give me the tokens, and now we do it again. So you, actually not you. You, these two, these two. Resetting the tome just lets us draw more cards with it. But resetting it from 0 to 0 doesn't achieve anything. Oh my gosh, this deck is a grind. My brain is melting. Two more tokens, the Revelers. The Revelers have been here for it, man. Let's see what the tome can help us find. Yeah, had a feeling I'd have to send something to the bottom. Just the way magic works. Oaf. Okay then. Let's send it back into the deck, because I'd rather get the mountain out of there. Still 5 to go. Got all these tokens. We've got the ability to give them the buff. Let's start here with the draw. Shatter, huh? Well, that's definitely not very good for us. Hasty, hasty. Alright, how much damage can we do? Looks like a good number. Castle. Punch him. Down to 5. We'll see how the opponent handles the next turn. That Plains off the top is probably about all she wrote. If this thing attacks, the opponent goes up to 7, but then we easily dispatch them. And that's gonna do it. Why not? Looks fun. Who dares approach the proud Boros Legion? Hippo sauce. I wonder what that tastes like. Could you pass over some of that hippo sauce? I'm curious. Whisper, potentially. Let's see what our prince can find. Alright, do not need another lantern. Do I want a Birth of Meletus? I don't think so. I think these can both go to the bottom as cards that we don't need right here. Alright. Our opponent is straight up Funky Town. They are taking it to Funky Town. So, do we buy the Yorion? Yeah. It could be the Agonizing Remorsing type. Having 2 could be very important. And the opponent passes. Let's see if they want to do something about this Charming Prince Beast we're flying. Not yet. Let's play the Lantern. We might cycle the Triome, or we might just play Omen of the Forge and cycle the Lantern. Although I'm sure the Lantern might have a lot of use against Uro. If green isn't for Uro, I don't know what green is for. We have 80 cards, they have 60. Obviously, we are meant for this grind. Wow. I could omen my own prince to later get back with the Elspeth Conquers Death. Or I could just let it go. That's too cute, I think. I'm not convinced that's a good play. Especially when I can be drawing more cards. It's like, I could draw a card, or I could make sure something goes to my graveyard. Ooh. Yeah. Alright, let's get the mountains because Birth of Meletus usually gets the plains, even though I use white mana more. We run out of plains a lot faster, like we saw in a different game. Now this I would have liked to kill. This I would have omened, but we're a mana short of that action. No tome here. The opponent's going to have to do something at some point, but right now, playing a Yorion just doesn't really do anything. Like, we could do an extra 4 damage to them. They're at 16. I guess they'd have to respect it and do something about it, and if they played an Elspeth Conquers Death, I could exile that. The problem is the Yorion wouldn't be in the graveyard. So do we wait, or do we start doing things? Maybe the opponent has a counterspell? So let's put it in full control, because if the Yorion resolves and the trigger goes on the stack, then we'll play the Omen. We don't want to lead with the Omen in case the Yorion gets countered. Okay, beautiful. And I do mean beautiful, it's in the graveyard, which means an ECD gets it back. Opponent's still playing out their lands. If they have Gadwick, this is going to be a hard game. I shouldn't say these things. Look what happens to me. Alright, let's go get a red. Let's drop the Omen and start doming. Make the opponent figure out how to gain life. These decks often have Uro, but not much other life gain. Ooh, alright. That might do a lot of damage. Now we're going to play a game. The game is, how many Elspeth Conquers Death do you have versus how many do I have? Mythos. That works too. This is so certain to die. But if I held it, maybe someday it could also come into play and get a Yorion back. I just think that's so unlikely. Well, they have Gadwick, and they have a lot more cards than us. I feel like I have to try to pressure them and at least make them act. And if I don't, I think I'll fall too far behind. Yeah, this game is definitely in the bank. We are playing against a deck with access to much better cards than we have. Our cards are supremely inferior to the Hippo Sauce cards. Black, blue, green is probably just for Uro. White is probably for Shatter the Sky and Mythos? Garrick? Okay. We'll see if the opponent came prepared to deal with this as well. They've had all the tricks so far.
There are some things that cannot be hunted.
Every relevant permanent has been completely smoked. It's a bad look. Maybe it's Esper and the only green is for the Mythos. That would be pretty clever, right? To give Esper a universal answer. Only black yeah. And maybe it's just for Extinction Event and Mythos. That would mean I don't have to worry about Uro and I should be caching my lanterns. So let's at least try that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I don't think... They could have another neutralize, but I should probably just work on this. Like, they held mana open when they could have played Fae. That's not a good sign. So full control, we'll see if this resolves. Actually, we want to do that no matter what. Let's go for the Omen. Opponent lets that resolve, no problem. It's not particularly threatening to them. Let's go for this. Counter. How about that? Not what I expected to happen. Of course you have 3 Mythos. Why wouldn't you? You've seen about a third of your deck, but that's okay. We get some value out of the deal. I am the master of the Omen of the Forge right now. I really, really am. Yep, here comes the unbeatable Fae of Wishes. The full sideboard access card of my dreams. My jealousy level is off the chain. You have no idea. Ugin? They always get Ugin, right? This is the spot? This is definitely the spot, isn't it? Our opponent's next level if they don't get Ugin. Boom. Opponent is not next level. They're just another Ugin. Alright, good. That's colorless. That's helpful. We can try to find the answer. But finding more ECD might be hard. Draw it up. Alright. Well, we can play this in Scry, which I guess is fine. Those aren't ECD, so we'll put those on the bottom. We'll keep digging. Yorion can also deal a ton of damage to an Ugin. We're actually looking at 8 if the opponent doesn't exile this stuff. And the fact that they put out their Fae, maybe they won't. Yeah, they're just gonna bolt the Charming Prince, which, thank you. You're giving me a chance. I appreciate that. I don't know if I can take advantage, but I can try. So, we don't want to sack these for an upkeep scry yet. Not yet. There's still a chance that we could just draw a Yorion and really ping this sucker. Oh boy, here we go again. Gotta buy it back. Alright, what can we do here? Okay. Endless Omens, that's what we can do here. Let's try the Soul Guide. I just think that we're past the point of Uro, or even caring about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Say go. We can use the omens to take a few lightning bolts and try to buy some time. Granted. Cancel. Must be nice. We might get them to cancel this omen, though. If they're feeling strong.
If I must.
Ping! Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do some scry. There's an ECD. We'll have to keep that. And the opponent has cancel, so we've got to draw it out somehow. They would probably counter another Yorion. They're making me work. I'm doing my best, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Three more to the dome. Let's see how the opponent... Oh, the opponent's better at top decking than I'll ever be, that's for sure. Oh, multiple cancels! What a master. What an absolute master. Those ain't it. I am carving my deck up. Alright, come on now. Fail. Alright, you have 2 cancels, I have 4 cards. Let's see what you do. You want to counter that? I love this player. Patient as hell. You can tell why they're mythic with their own deck. Patience is still a win con, guys. Four more life, another card. There's Kenny. They're gonna have to counter Kenny. Wait a minute. We have a Yorion in the graveyard. Okay, if we have mana open, well, they're just gonna counter it. So right here is 2 counters, and they have 6 mana. They're probably not going to mess that up. Probably not. Probably not. Let's see, what could we draw? We could draw one more way. Yeah, we can play around 4 counters, but if we give them a chance to untap, it might not work. Alright. Nine.
Ghost
Fire. Alright.
my greatest creation.
Plenty of blue mana left. And a 1/4. Seems like they should win now. Let's see what happens. Nope. Nope. One more shot. Tear this deck to pieces. Now, unfortunately, Yorion isn't a good draw now. It is a problem. But they don't know that. Right? Right. They'll probably counter the Yorion. I want them to really think this isn't going to work, so... Do we have 15? We have 13 balls. It's not gonna work. I mean, I guess we'll see if they do something about this. Good choice. And this. Good choice. Just working the Fae. You love it. You absolutely love it. Okay, there's more green lands. I mean, we've seen Cultivate. What else will we see? I hate them. I love hate them. It's supposed to be this way. I am playing inferior control because of lack of blue cards. I deserve this fate. I signed up for this. Dream Trawler, good choice. Of course, planes, the optimal draw. True palate cleanser required. We've got to do better this game, man. We really got to do better this game. And I don't know if this hand will do it. It's very mediocre. Opponent's got a mana creature. Ooh, that's a top deck. Bolt the bird. Or just kill the mana dork if you want an update. Yorvo. Big and strong. So do we need to play the birth here? Or do we play the tome and try to start trying to scry our way to a wrath? I feel like the birth will pay off if we can get a block here. Even just one block is worth a lot of life. And I'd prefer to draw a card off the tome if I get the chance. Mutations commence. 7-8. It's freaking stupid, man. Go away. Mutation is dumb. It's too strong. Alright, tome, and we'll draw with it. And then next turn, maybe some ECD action helps us not die. Cross your fingers. The opponent might throw a Gem Razor on this, which I would love to kill a Gem Razor. Oh boy. So they are giving 0 foxes, and I mean 0 foxes about a wrath here. Hopefully we can punish them. Hexproof from blue. Okay. Wonder what they were preparing for with that card in their deck. That's not a shatter. There's the block. But we still have another Yorvo breathing down our necks. But Yorion can blink the ECD. Give ourselves a chance. If this makes it. I think the opponent would have played a Gem Razor. I think they would have. But we will see. Questing Beast? Come on! Give a guy a chance! That's too much damage! Alright. Scry it up. We're still a few turns away from this baby gaining life. It's scary. Down to 4. Scry again. Don't need that either. Another ECD. Alright. We have to play this. We have to play this. We'll blink you and you. We don't want to blink you because we want the 4 life very badly. So, exile the Yorvo because it's too big. 2 points to the head, and we need this to block. If it dies, if the opponent has a removal spell, we're out of here. That'll do. That is game. In impressive fashion, I might add. Can't beat mono green, man. Just can't do it. Ever. To save my life. This is a mystery box hand. We don't actually know how it's going to turn out. We could flood out and die. We could draw nothing and get nowhere. Or we could draw everything perfectly and have a lot of pieces for the Yorion. I always keep hands like this. It's the content keep, you know what I mean? And this person plays mono red in this queue every day. I've seen them probably 20 times and nothing's changed. Let's hold up the Omen for a possible robber, or do we just play out one of these and get it going? Like, this is 4 life, and I really want to get ticking. This can be a good amount of life too. Yeah, let's wait a turn, because we'll find out if we need to hit the Fervent Champion, or if the opponent also has a Robber of the Rich. Double Fervs. Not triple Fervs, just double. Take your 5. Does this person play Infuriate? I think that they do. I think I've seen Infuriate in this deck. Well. Alright, can't risk it. Can't risk the Infuriate. Get that thing out of here. Hardcast Bone Crusher. That's not bad. Of course, the Embercleave that follows it up is going to be terrible, but I tend to forget these things. Alright, what do we play? Let's see what the egg reveals. We're going to try to draw Yorion naturally. It's just too much mana to buy into. Okay. Mazemind Tome is proving that it's a horrible card. Shatter the Sky is proving it won't show up in any of our games. It's been a long time since Shatter the Sky showed up. Like, a long time. They're slow rolling us. Not sure why. I mean, that much thinking, maybe they don't have it. Let's find out. They always have it. What am I talking about? Uh-huh. What else you got? As if you need anything else. Nope. Fail. Does that keep us alive? Kind of. No. No, it doesn't. We still die to the other two creatures with a castle activation. And we draw nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like I said, mystery hands, am I right? So we can go up to 7. This 1, 2, 3, 4, and then very, very dead. And drawing an extra card with this won't do it. So, good riddance. Oh, man. But to stress, like, everything about this hand would have been great against the control player opponent, and instead we got the mono red opponent. Like, that's just gonna happen. That's just gonna be a thing. This is it, guys. The experiment ends here. This deck only gets this last chance to go out of here on a high note. I'm not playing it anymore after that. It's clearly a mistake, but it's a glorious one in its own way. In its own way, it is a glorious mistake. Get the birth going, get another card. Get the birth going, get another card. I'm never sure what I'm supposed to do, but since I know how much I love to hit land drops, I usually end up going with the birth. The opponent has the, what is it, void thingy? The unsummon that can hit my enchantment. They have that card. You can tell because they didn't hold priority till this hit the field, and then it did. And now we get to wait for them every turn to see if they want to bounce my enchantment. Let's try loosening them up. Can't tell if it worked, but maybe. I'm just going to get the Yorion. I think that's better than playing an egg. If you're going to draw a card, make it your best card. We'll find room for the egg later. This is mono blue. They play mono blue. That is definitely not a song. Not a song at all. Oh my goodness. How much waiting will be required? Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. How did they get to Mythic 6 days into the season at this pace? Makes no sense. Well, we finally might see Solemn do some work. I feel like Solemn just hasn't been a part of these games. Arcanist Owl? Oh, are you Devotion? I think you are. Nobody else plays this card, right? Nobody. Let's get him. Let's show him what's up. So what else could they have that would hold priority there? I still think it's the Void, whatever. Or I don't remember the name. Stern Dismissal? Is that it? It's not Void something. I'm thinking of an old card called Void Snare, but that was a sorcery. Stern Dismissal, I think, is what they have. Or they just turned on full control to, you know, make me sad. Gadwick is here. Let's check your Devotion. I guess we could also do this. I mean, that's pretty great with Elspeth Conquers Death. We have no creatures in the graveyard, right? So I think this is completely better. Bye-bye, Gadwick. Bye-bye, Mono Blue. Brothers and sisters, I lied to you. I'm back for one more. We're gatekeeping Diamond, and we're trying to get into top 100. The only response. Oh, Mono White. All right. Let's do it. They didn't lead on Speaker of the Heavens. Oh, Priest. Scary. Shall we get Birth going, or shall we have a Prince? If we play Birth now... What is Prince gonna do? Dig, right? We'd be digging for Shatter the Sky and good anti-aggro cards. I'm going with the Birth. I always usually go with the Birth. I just want to curve out and curve out well, and with all these castles in my hand, I do not want to get into a situation where I can't play what I need to play. You got a Linden, you got a Heliod, but no life gain source yet. Giving me a chance. I see how it is. I see what we're doing. All right. It's time for Prince here to dig. Can I has Shatter Sky? We really need Elspeth Conquers Death and Shatter the Sky. We need something. Glass Casket? Omen of the Forge? Give me anything. It is tempting to play a Solemn next turn. It is a lot of value. But I don't think that's how we win the game. I don't think that's enough. Sad Lantern. We'll be looking for an opportunity to cycle that. And we'll see if the opponent has the Linden. Because if they do, my butt's gonna start to hurt. Whenever an opponent attacks with creatures, if two or more are attacking, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell, draw a card. That's a funky one. Not much Devotion either. The Heliod is still turned off. A little life gain. Solemn, I guess that was meant to be. And my ability to draw relevant permanents has fallen off a cliff. Not even permanents, spells. Just my ability to draw cards that matter. It's at an all-time low. An all-time low. Shatter doesn't really matter because of the saviors. They're just... They're there to troll me, but ECD, that's where we need to be. 2 attacks. Do we make them use a dog? I think we make them use a dog. Here it comes. Turns off the Heliod. See that trick? Now they don't get to deal damage with the Heliod. So at least we have that. They kill the Prince, not the Solemn. That makes sense. But the creatures are starting to grow. Another land. Alright, I'm going to buy the Orion. I think I want to play Birth, or do I want to play Tome? Maybe the Scry from Tome is worth it. And we want to draw with this. We want to draw with the Lantern. So let's start there. It might change our play if we draw something good. so good. So, just crushing it over here, man. I don't know what you're doing. I'm crushing it. Yeah, let's try to tome our way through the library. Oh, but what are we even doing with Yorion if we do play it? I think we have to play Birth instead, because that way we get a Plains, and we get another wall. So we get some blockers for a few turns. No! No, not that. Anything but that. Oh. No! Why? Why did you have to draw the nuts? Why? Why? Just mistreating me today, man. There will be no wins. Just getting mistreated by this deck. What a terrible deck. Alright, Shatter, they still get to keep their best creature, but maybe we can pull through it? Or, you know, we just won't draw that. We won't draw anything. Don't worry about a thing, guys. If we play 2 spells, the opponent gets... If we play 2 spells, they get to draw a card. I don't think I have a choice, though. I can't wait to put another Plains into my hand. If that isn't dominance, I don't know what is. Oh, not yet. We're gonna shuffle when the Birth comes back. So scrying to the top and then shuffling it away would have been the ultimate ending to today's video. But my ability to draw absolutely nothing it's getting straight up impressive, I gotta say. Like, you don't get content like this just anywhere. That's legal, right? Block here. Yeah. Get me the hell out. Get me the hell out. Gate not successfully kept. Ultimate shame brought to the dojo. Ugh. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and this beautiful train wreck of a deck just reminded me how much Yorion should be in the colors of blue, and maybe black-white. Like, black-white has had those moments where Blinking Rats was fun, but look at her. Look at the Sky Noodle. She yearns to be in the blue skies, man. Blue! Yorion, go blue. So I free you from your torment in the hellhole that is Boros, a guild that's all about creatures and fighting and combat. Let's just get back to dirtling, man. Let's get back to drawing a whole bunch of cards. Let's get back to that, man. Let's do it. But, so, I don't recommend the deck to be played competitively, but we're at the end of the format. I'm going to try some goofy stuff. I'm going to make sure that you get a video every day. I am committed to making these videos, and whether or not you love the deck, you're going to get a healthy dose of CGB sass, man. Whatever it takes. And if you're still watching this video, you are by default Cool Kids Club member. Big cool. So today I've got a content creator shout out. It's kind of a special one for me. It's like a This Is Your Life full circle-y moment. And my shout out is to RIW Hobbies in Games. And everybody has that, everybody has their local game store. And this, during a certain point of my life, and one of the points where I was playing my best competitive Magic, that store is RIW Hobbies and Games in Livonia, Michigan. And of course, local game stores have been hit pretty hard by COVID, and what is going on behind the scenes as they try to kind of get things going is Zach Allen, who is a member of Up-to-Date MTG Podcast, a pretty sweet podcast that you should check out, and also somebody who plays at RIW Hobbies, is also working on a YouTube channel called RIW Makes Magic. Now, if you search RIW Hobbies on YouTube, you'll see two channels. One is just called RIW Hobbies. That's the inactive-ish channel. But RIW Makes Magic is devoted to the team, and they are putting up videos for all kinds of competitive MTG formats. Zach's a really good guy, and the people who work with him are very good people as well. They've also invited me down to play some Paper Magic and make some content with them. Maybe in the post-COVID world. Actually, for sure in the post-COVID world. Like I told them, I would be there tomorrow. Like I'd be in the car now and be there in the morning if I could to play some Paper Magic at the old at the store I used to battle in. So for me, this is exciting, and I wanted to give this shout out. So I hope that you guys will go visit the RIW Makes Magic YouTube page, check out some of the content, leave some comments. If you like it, make sure you subscribe and come back often. Help them get the RIW Makes Magic page going. And on that note, thank you, all of you cool kids who make this page go. Like, you are what keeps this page going. And as we push for that 100K subs in 2020, I will remind you one more time, if you're still watching this, you out there, you're cool. Thank you for watching this video. As always, we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.